Today is one of those days where a single piece of news completely changes the vibe inside the Ravens building. Marcus Brady is on his way to Baltimore to join the offensive staff, and that tells you a lot about the direction this team is taking right at the start of the Jesse Minter era. This isn't a random hire. It's a calculated move to clean things up on offense, organize ideas, and speed up this entire transition. And what really stands out is that Brady's arrival isn't happening in isolation, and it's definitely not by accident. When you start connecting the dots, you can see a clear plan coming together, decisions that impact the offense right now, but also shape what this unit is going to look like moving forward. Stick around until the end, because once you understand why this move matters, it becomes even more interesting. Think about the moment the Ravens are in right now. New head coach, new ideas, and a real urgency to get everything aligned as fast as possible. Bringing in Marcus Brady fits perfectly into that picture. He's coming in to help build the offense, especially the passing game, bringing structure and clarity to a unit that needs to be more consistent from the very first snap. Brady isn't showing up just to be another coach on the staff. He's someone who lives in passing concepts, defensive reads, and modern offensive structure. For a team that wants to attack the entire field more efficiently, having a coach locked into those details makes a real difference. It's the kind of hire that doesn't always win headlines, but it shows up every single day behind the scenes. What makes this even more telling is how it reflects Jesse Minter's mindset. Instead of improvising, he's surrounding the offense with specialists, people with clearly defined roles. Brady's job is to fine-tune details, clean up ideas, and turn good play calls into cleaner execution on the field. And once you take a closer look at who Marcus Brady is and where he came from, it becomes even easier to see why the Ravens value him so highly. His path to the NFL was anything but normal, and that says a lot about the kind of coach he's become. Marcus Brady's story isn't a straight line like you usually see. He wasn't drafted, he didn't enter the league with hype, and nothing came easy. After college, he had to go to Canada, play in the CFL, and spend years proving himself. 7 seasons as a player, learning the game the hard way, in a much tougher and less glamorous environment. When his playing career ended, Brady didn't walk away from football. He jumped straight into coaching, starting from the bottom and rising quickly. Within a few years, he was already calling offenses in the CFL, dealing with pressure, fast decisions, and full responsibility for offensive performance. That experience shaped how he sees the game today. The turning point came with the Grey Cup Championship in 2017. That one opened doors that had previously been closed. Suddenly, the NFL didn't see him as a gamble, but as someone who was ready. That kind of background tends to produce coaches who are detail-oriented, great communicators, and strong teachers. Exactly the profile the Ravens are looking for right now. And once Brady finally reached the NFL, he didn't stall. If anything, he kept climbing. Every stop added another layer, preparing him for bigger roles inside more demanding coaching staffs. In the NFL, Marcus Brady has worked in very different environments, and that matters. In Indianapolis, he worked directly with quarterbacks, helping with development, film study, reads, and weekly preparation. That daily exposure to the most important position in the offense shaped how he thinks about offensive football. Over time, he earned more responsibility and was promoted to offensive coordinator with the Colts, even with Frank Reich calling plays. That role still carries serious weight. Brady was deeply involved in building game plans, adjusting during the week, and tailoring concepts to the roster. That's where coaches really learn how everything fits together. After leaving Indianapolis, he landed on his feet quickly, working with the Eagles and later the Chargers. There's a reason his name keeps coming up in offensive coordinator interviews. Around the league, he's viewed as someone reliable, prepared, and in tune with modern offense. All of that helps explain why the Ravens want him on this staff. This isn't just about a resume, it's about football vision. And while the offense gets meaningful additions, the rest of the roster and coaching staff are going through important changes too.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Marcus Brady's hire isn't the only move. The Ravens are also expected to bring in Zach Grossi to coach the tight ends, and that makes a lot of sense given where the team is right now. With Mark Andrews locked in and central to the offense, developing that position becomes an immediate priority. At the same time, there's uncertainty behind him, with key players approaching free agency. Having a coach focused on route concepts and passing structure helps not just Andrews, but anyone who ends up in that room in 2026. It's another carefully placed piece in the offensive machine. On the defensive side, the addition of Harlan Bauer also stands out. He comes from a college program that consistently generated pressure on quarterbacks, something the Ravens were missing in 2025. The challenge now is taking a young, talented group and turning potential into real production. All of these moves point to a clear pattern. Jesse Minter isn't just swapping names. He's redefining roles across the entire team. And whenever that happens, some familiar faces don't make the transition. Chuck Pagano's departure really symbolizes the end of an era in Baltimore. He came out of retirement to help during the 2025 season, bringing experience and credibility to the staff. But with a full change in leadership, this kind of transition becomes natural. Pagano was part of the previous structure, and Minter is making it clear he wants a fresh start. This isn't personal. It's about identity. A new head coach usually wants people fully aligned with his vision from day one. That also reinforces the idea that the Ravens aren't just tweaking around the edges. They're rebuilding the foundation on both sides of the ball, with the medium and long term in mind. Every staff decision points toward a younger, more adaptable team with clearly defined roles. When you step back and look at everything together, it becomes clear where Baltimore is headed. New voices, new ideas, and a coaching staff built to support a brand new chapter for franchise, starting right now. These moves make one thing obvious. The Ravens aren't just filling coaching spots. They're setting a direction. Marcus Brady's arrival, combined with the other changes, shows an offense being built with more intention, more structure, and less improvisation. These are the kinds of adjustments that don't always show up on the scoreboard right away, but completely change how a team operates every day. When you look at the big picture, it's clear Jesse Minter wants control, identity, and steady growth. Every coach added has a specific purpose, a clear role, and a direct impact on player development. This isn't about empty promises. It's about building a real foundation for what the Ravens want to become. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Marcus Brady joining the Ravens offensive staff? Do you believe this move can make a real difference for the offense as soon as next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all, and I really want to know what you think.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.